Awesome. Alrighty. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm so glad that you guys were able to make it. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and introduce our team. So my name is Caitlin, and this is Hector, Marissa, and Ariana, and we are the Dell rowing team. So today we want to discuss ProSupport, the client and enterprise suite. So what do we want to cover? We want to cover both of those, as well as what the differences are and what the next steps look like for you. So first, I want to go ahead and touch on what exactly is the client suite. So the client suite is going to focus, in compared to a rowing team, on the individual team members. And you can't have a full team without the team members being completely prepared. So this is exactly what we want to talk about. So now I'm going to pass it over to Ariana to discuss rower number 1.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Caitlin. So we're going to talk about the basic support that the client suite offers. So first, we're going to have global technical support on normal business hours. So it's going to be 9 to 5. Taking into account, I said global, so it's not regionally based. Also, we have on-site support available for purchase. It's not included. Warranty covered on hardware only. And then 24/7 access to online support, basic help support tools. So it's going to be pre-made links. Now, let's go back really quick to the rowing scenario. So imagine that you're in a rowing team and your team only practices 9 to 5 compared to your competition who's practicing 24/7, any day, anytime. Don't you think they'll have an advantage? So imagine they will be much more prepared. They will be much more productive in the long run, have less errors and less mistakes. What do you think, Marissa?
I couldn't agree more, Ariana. We are going to take that foundation that rower 1 had with their basic option and go on to rower 2, which is ProSupport, which has a little more muscle. Some key features that kind of takes ProSupport to that next level is that it goes beyond that engineering hardware issue script. So that's like did your computer restart? Like, have you tried doing this? It goes beyond that, and you're able to get some quick resolutions to your software issues by some highly qualified experts that honestly are quite nice too. With the Dell Data Guardian, AirWatch, and other security products, engineers are able to identify problems and correct them very quickly. This is super important because on average, there's a cyber attack every 39 seconds. So that does not give you a lot of wiggle room for company information or even customer information to get leaked and essentially losing trust in your business. As Ariana mentioned, with ProSupport, you are able to get 24/7 technical support. This support comes in many different channels, so you can be on the phone, web, chat, and even email. Personally, I'm a big talker, so I appreciate that calling option. Although ProSupport has many fantastic qualities, there is a rower that's like the Batman of the sea, saving your company from dangerous waters, and that is our ProSupport Plus option. So go ahead, Hector, row it away.
Thank you, Marissa. And yes, talking about ProSupport Plus makes everything faster, better, and you make the best decisions. We want to give your team the best insights for you to be able to remotely act and develop on these IT issues as they're growing in this digital age. Additionally, we want to provide y'all with the accidental protection. Imagine if your rowing team is on the water and you start having spills or a boat rams into you. What do? So we have quick replacement, and we want to give you all the ability to also keep your boat if you ever want to keep it, even though it's damaged. Additionally, we want to give you all 24/7 protection with our ProSupport engineers that are ready to help you on site or on the go, especially with next day competitions. We want to stay productive and give you all automated, predictive, proactive support, even being able to predict future issues and prevent them before they even occur. Next, I will be discussing support assist very briefly and just mention the most important part of it, in my opinion, is the gaining the insight. We want to prevent issues from occurring, and we want to track future trends. For example, we want to be able to early indicate your performances with statistics and be able to counteract any attacks or issues that occur. Next, I will discuss Tech Direct, which is a self-service tool for you to be able to manage and support any technical issues that arise and be able to receive our proactive and predictive support with our artificial intelligence to integrate APIs into your team. Next, I'll pass it on to Caitlin that will be discussing enterprise.
Thanks so much, Hector. So as before, I mentioned what exactly is the client suite. So now I want to touch on the enterprise suite, and this is going to focus mainly on the team building. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pass it right back to Hector to dive on in.
Thank you, Caitlin. And just to give a brief discussion about enterprise with the basic model, you'll be able to have phone and online available technical support, but only during business hours. And hardware repair is very based upon which country or service you purchased. After a remote diagnosis, we could give further details, but there also are the other features of Support Assist and Tech Direct included. But now I'll pass it on to Ariana that will discuss ProSupport Plus.
Thank you very much, Hector. So as Hector mentioned, on the client suite, we talked about ProSupport Plus. For the enterprise sector, it's also very similar. So you can look at the 5 key components that Hector already talked about. So I'm going to focus on what's the difference really here. So in the next slide, we're going to have a high-level overview of the optional support services that there are for enterprise, which are all designed to complement the ProSupport suite on the enterprise level. So the value here, we're going to look at data security services, and you're going to see that keep your hard drive is not included on the enterprise optional support section. So the value here of keep your hard drive is, it provides the customers with the ability of keeping their data safe. And this is designed normally for industries that have sensitive data information, such as federal, medical, or even banks, people in the financial industry. And this is very essential for the workforce that we are right now. Everybody's working from home. You got the kids in the summer, you have pets. There's just a lot of factors that can play in you messing up your information or losing very important information. So it's a great service to have right now. So now I'm going to pass it to Caitlin, who's going to close us out.
Thanks so much, Ariana. So before we get started on closing out, I want to first discuss some terminology. So exactly what is a coxswain? And that's going to come with the rowing team. So that's going to be anyone who tells you right from left, yes and no, and basically leading the group in order to win. And so that's what we're here to be your coxswain. And how can we do that? So first, we want to make sure that we can connect you and educate you and your team to make sure that you are all in the same boat, as well as assist. So this is a team thing. This is not going to be a solo event. So we're not going to first start off with you and then leave you high and dry. We're always here for you no matter what, when you need us and when you don't, as well as we're here to save you time and money. And as everyone knows, that is one of the most important parts. And with all of that, we can guarantee you that you're going to win. We want to make sure that you're fully prepared to beat these other teams. So that being said, compared our team to the other teams, not discrediting them whatsoever, they do have some great services, but as you can see, we do have a little bit more to offer. That being said, ProSupport, ProSupport Plus, and Dell is the way to go. So to wrap up, I want to discuss with you exactly what we talked about. So first, we discussed the ProSupport client suite, and that was basically the solo preparation of each individual team member, as well as the ProSupport enterprise suite, which is going to be focusing on your entire team as a whole, as well as the overall value of your practice. So next, I'm going to pass it on to Marissa to discuss what our next steps look like for you.
Thanks, Caitlin. When purchasing equipment for a rowing team, does the quality of the support organization drive your decisions? You can put in a chat, yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Thank you, Ron. So as you can see, there is a big, everyone thinks yes. 85% from the IDC says customers say the same thing. We want you to trust us as your support to your success. Thank you so much for all of your time. We hope to answer any questions pertaining to the supportive success of your team.
Thank you.